friends, and we are going to talk about my Wimpy Kid book collection. Now, here's the first book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Let me get something straight. This is a journal, not a diary. This was Mom's idea, not mine. But if she thinks I'm gonna write down my feelings in here or whatever, she's crazy. The only reason I agreed to do all this is because later I figure out when I am rich and famous, this book is gonna come out in handy. But for now, I'm stuck in the middle school with a bunch of morons. Today is the first day of school. I figured out I might as well write this book to pass the time. Just don't expect me to be all dear diary and this, dear diary and that. Here's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rule. Remember how I said if some jerk caught me carrying a book with a diary on the cover, they were going to get the wrong idea. Well, that's exactly what happened today. Sissy punch my brother Roderick. Now that Roderick knows I have another journal, I better remember to keep this one locked up. Roderick actually got hold of my last journal. But don't even get me started on that story. Even though without my Roderick problems, my summer was pretty lousy. Whatever you do, don't ask me how I spent this summer. Because I definitely don't want to talk about it. Here's Diary of the Wimpy Kid movie diary. Here's the Wimpy Kid movie diary. Go behind the scenes with Jeff Kinney and the making of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies. If you've ever wondered how a movie gets made, you're not alone. Author and illustrator Jeff Kinney didn't know it either. But when his best-selling series, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, was turned into a live-action movie by the 20th Century Fox, he learned how to get a book adapted into a major motion picture. Now revised and expanded and complete with photographs, script, pages, storyboard, sketches and costume designs for all 3 movies, plus art by Jeff Kinney. The Wimpy Kid movie diary is the perfect companion to the best-selling series. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the last straw. You know how you're supposed to come up with a list of resolutions at the beginning of the year to try to make yourself a better person? Well, the problem is it's not easy for me to think of ways to improve myself because I'm pretty much the only one of the best people I know. But Greg's dad has other ideas. He wants to change Greg. He wants Greg to change his wimpy ways, toughen up, and enlist in others, mainly and endeavors. And when he threatens to see Greg, to send Greg to military academy, Greg realizes he has to shape up or get shipped out. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. The way I like to spend my summer holiday is in front of the TV, playing video games with the curtains closed and the lights turned off. Unfortunately, Mom's idea of the perfect summer holiday is different from mine. Greg's mom has a vision of family togetherness. That really doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun, but there's a brand new addition to the Heavenly Family contended with, and it looks like Greg might be outnumbered. It could really be a real dog of summer. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Ugly Truth. Greg Heavily has always been in a hurry to grow up, but is getting really all is cracked up to be. Suddenly, Greg is dealing with the pressures of boy-girl parties, increased with responsibilities, and even the awkward changes that come with getting older. It looks like Greg is gonna have to face the ugly truth all by himself. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Cabin Fever. Greg Heavily is getting in big trouble. School property has been damaged, and Greg is the prime suspect. The crazy thing is that he's innocent, or at least sort of. The authorities but when a surprise blizzard hits, the Heavily family is trapped indoors. Greg knows that when the snow melts, he's gonna have to face the music. But could any punishment be worse than being stuck inside the house for the holidays? Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Third Whale. Love is in the air, but what does that mean for Greg Heavily? A Valentine's Day dance at Greg's middle school has turned his world upside down. As Greg scrambles to find a date, he's worried he'll be left out in the cold on the big night. His best friend Rowley does not have any prospects either, but a small consolation. Then an unexpected twist gives Greg a partner for the dance and leaves Rowley the odd man out. But for a lot can happen in one night, and the end you never know who's going to be lucky in love. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Hard Luck. Greg Heavily is losing his streak. His best friend, Rowley Jefferson, has ditched him, and finding new friends in middle school is proving to be a tough task. To change his fortunes, Greg decides to take a leap of faith and turn his decisions over to a chance. Will the roll of a dice turn the things around, or is Greg's life destined to be another hard luck story? Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. A family road trip is supposed to be a lot of fun, unless, of course, you're the Heavleys. The journey starts off full of promises, then quickly takes several wrong turns. Petrol station, bathrooms, crazed seagulls, and a fender bender, runway pig. But not exactly Greg Heavley's idea for good time. But even the worst road trip can turn into an adventure, and this one the Heavleys won't soon forget. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, the old school. Life was better in the old days, or was it? That's the question Greg Heavley was asking himself. As his town voluntarily unplugs and goes electronics free. But modern life convinces Greg Heavley. Isn't cut for old-fashioned world. With tension building inside and outside the Heavley home, will Greg find a way to survive? Or is he going old school? Just too hard for a kid like Greg. And the real last for the Diary of Wimpy Kid series. Now, I'm reviewing number 1. Diary of a Wimpy Kid Double Down. The pressure is really piling up on Greg Heavley. His mom thinks video games are turning his brain to mush. So she wants her son to put down the controller and explore his creative side. As if that's not scary enough. Halloween is around the corner and the frights are coming at Greg Heavley from every angle. When he discovers a bag of gummy worms, it sparks an idea. Can Greg get his mom to back by making a movie? And will he become rich and famous? The process or doubling down his plan is just